Wagwan, bless up, bless up, bless up. Yo, I want to send a shout out, send a happy birthday to my cousin, Big Sean. Happy birthday, King. Pour some pink Moscato for you. Send a shout out to my brother, I Am. I love you, bro. With that being said, got a couple of clips. Not going to keep y'all long. Got a couple of individuals that got some things to say. I have some things to say. And then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet. And let's get to fucking work. Last time that I checked.
So it's a lot of people who's been complaining, a lot of women actually, they've been complaining about men. They've been saying that, a lot of men been coming at women that, who are y'all? Y'all have no right to try to hold women accountable, that y'all have no say. Y'all don't know what women go through. And some might argue that, it could be fair, rightfully so. They can say that men don't know what women go through. Like, we are not in their bodies. Men and women are different. So some might argue that they do have a point. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let women hold women accountable, because we like to talk about, accountability. And a lot of us, we say that it would be better if women was holding women accountable, like then the message would get through, because it seems like they don't listen to us. So what we're going to do.
I like that. Women holding other women accountable. Priceless. He makes a good point so far. Let me know what y'all think. Let's continue the feast.
We're going to counter that. So what I did was I gathered a bunch of videos from TikTok where a bunch of ladies, they did just that. They were holding women accountable.
I like this one.
We're going to get through that, but if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also, if you haven't followed me on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, you can also follow me at the same thing. Let's Talk by N Lynch. And make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, because right now I'm almost close to 100,000 followers. So I'm trying to get at least 100,000 by December. If I can get that, that'll be great. But
support the brother. Support his channel. Please subscribe to his channel. Show him some love. Please subscribe to my channel. All I need is 5,000 subscribers more. So we almost there. So subscribe to both of our channels. Show us both some love. Let's get this word out. Let's keep it going. We do what we do. Bringing the manosphere, keep staying in the manosphere, bringing the masculine men back, but also building a strong platform where men can come be themselves and be who they are with not getting judged. All right? Bet.
Without further ado, let's get right into this video.
Bitch, do it yourself. Y'all know that song? Anything you can do, I can do better. For somebody to do something better than you, you have to do it first, right? So with that being said, bitch, how you want a nigga to get your nails done, your hair done, your lashes done, keep up with your maintenance? And bitch, you don't even do that. You don't pay your bills. You don't keep up with your maintenance. You're struggling every fucking day of the month. And that.
First off, one of the thing is, why would a woman need a nigga? I just want to highlight that. Wouldn't a woman need a man? She would need a man, not a nigga.
Now this nigga supposed to come around and save you? No, it's something that don't sit right about that. If I was a nigga, I'd probably be single, fucking with these 2025 generation 304s. I just learned that term, y'all.
A lot of guys are single. A lot of guys just checked out. They ain't even trying to deal with chicks out here, because you're right. A lot of them are 304s. And it's bad because I like to be fair because I don't think that it's all women. I'm not going to put all women into the same category. But the bad part about this is that the ones that are good, they're surrounded by a bunch of no good women.
He ain't lying.
And a lot of them don't speak up. They don't speak out. And the ones that do, they get ridiculed. So some of them, they want to say something, but then they feel if they go against the sister code, then all the girls going to go against them.
There's not a such thing as a sister code, number one. And number two, we're also highlighting that you have a separated group of women. What do I mean? On one hand, you have women of good character, women of good substance, good women with they bring value to the table of a relationship. On the other hand, you have modern women that have no substance, low value, that brings nothing to the table. And the ones that we hear speaking out, acting an ass, are these modern women. How so? Social media. They pay so much attention to social media that it fuck their minds up. Then a large number of them grew up with no father in the home to give that balance. We see that. Okay? Outside influences, whether it be music, movies, content creators, them seeing a lifestyle that they've never had, but they feel entitled to have it. And men are simply, let me back up, simps are to blame part of it. Okay? I blame part of it on the simps too. Because these dumb simp ass men, they lean in with their money and their status. Make way for these modern women to behave the way they behave. Let me highlight that. On the flip side of that coin, a large number of these women are damaged. Childhood traumas that they haven't dealt with. And that's why I always highlight that if an individual has unfinished business with their past, they need to go back and deal with that because it can affect their social life as well as their love life. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing low value women crashing out, modern women crashing out. And you have good women of good character checking these modern women. And this is what we're seeing. Accountability, man. Accountability. Let's go.
And it's like, if they do, okay, so what? Because at the end of the day, are you trying to be associated with just the girl code? Or are you trying to get married? Are you trying to have a companion? Because, yeah, being cool with girls and all that stuff, having friends, having a sister code.
Fuck you and your sister code. Sister code. Y'all turn on each other. Y'all stab each other in the back. When I bumbleclot shit. Y'all feast.
That is cool. I'm not going to knock that. But how are you going to be 20, 30, 40 years from now? Are you still going to be trying to rock out the girl code? Because most women, they want companions. They want somebody to settle down with. Even if they are in their whole phase, eventually, majority of women, if not all women, want to settle down at some point. They're not going to want to be with their girlfriends when they get in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and above.
But some of these women are not relationship material. Some are not wife material. But they are garden tool material. And some of them you can tell can't keep a man to save their asshole. All they got left is their fingers, their dildo, and their rolls at the end of it all. It's your attitude. You got to check your attitude. I started a movement out here on the West Coast, slamming doors in black women's face. Meaning, if I say hello to you, I speak to you, I'm respectful and I'm cordial, and you don't say nothing, I must close that door in your face. Open the door your damn self. But I will open up the door for the white queen, for the Latin queen, for the Asian queen, because they're going to say thank you. Sometimes it's the little things that make a difference. Now, if a black woman said thank you, cool. But y'all know which ones I'm talking about. Let's continue.
Yeah, a lot of girls need to start thinking about that before they start being silent.
Hey, girl bosses, I have a genuine question to the ones of you who are constantly like, men never hold men accountable. Why the fuck do you lose your mind when women hold other women accountable? A string. But some of you will literally sit there and complain and cry and whine, tell the whole world how it frustrates you that men never stand up for women. Men never do this. They don't ever hold other men accountable for their wrongdoings. But then the moment I or someone else on this app tries to talk about wrongdoings that certain women do, all of a sudden it's misogyny, it's putting down women, it's women hating. And it's okay, so only men need to be held accountable. This is literally why that fucking meme from the dudes of 100 women versus accountability. That meme exists because of how many of you will literally cry, throw up, and send someone to fucking hell before you take accountability for your own actions. I've called out so many things that other women do that's genuinely fucking disgusting. It's not even about women issues. It's just shit that women get away with. And women will sugarcoat and validate one another on stupid shit, harmful shit that feeds into patriarchy 24/7. But then you call them out and they're like, I think you have internalized misogyny. So stop screaming about men being evil and you can't even take accountability for just a simple 5-second self-reflection.
Sister speaks truth. I agree with her 110%. The word accountability, modern women do not like to be held accountable for the things that they do and say. Because it's like basically you're giving them a mirror and they're forced to look at themselves when they don't want to look at themselves. They rather look at everyone else. They rather have a word for everyone else. They rather point fingers at everyone else. But as soon as those same individuals point their fingers back at them, they cannot take it. They don't like it. And I see it. I see it on social media. I see it on TikTok. I see it on Instagram. You got those sitting there taking the selfies, using filters, coming with the motivational speeches. But y'all lonely as fuck. But y'all got insecurity issues. Something's going on with you internally. But soon as a man or a woman call that thing out, it's a problem. It's not a them problem, it's a you problem. A large number of women are broken, been hurt. I get it. Because the same has been done to men. But the difference between the two, some men don't have a problem with accountability. A large number of women have a problem with accountability.
Actually holding us back.
It's not just holding y'all back. is holding us all back as a species. Because, like I said, men, they no longer really pursuing women as a mass. And when you get stuff like that, you really have no children. Check out the populations over there in China. Like men, they really checked out. We think it's bad over here in the States, but over there in China, the men, they not dealing with women at all. At least over here, you still got some suckers who still believe and hope and everything. But over there, the men over there, they're not doing it. And it's a lot of those guys over there. Y'all know the population of China is billions of them. And they ain't even dealing with it. It's a detriment to all of us as a whole. And like she said, a lot of women get upset once you hold that mirror up to their face because they don't like accountability. Not mention.
But again, it's not anything bad. It's not like it's a thing of women bashing. No. What's right is right and wrong is wrong. Just like saying a man has a preference. When was it a crime? When was it wrong and disrespectful for a man to have a preference and state his preference? Because in this generation, a man state his preference, he gets shamed. But it's okay for a woman to state her preference. I get it. Not everybody gonna like you. I get it. A woman's ego is greater than a man's ego. Man get rejected, cool. Okay, on to the next one. Woman get rejected, oh Lord have mercy. Here we go. Again, men and women are wired differently. What's really going on? Let's talk about it. Let's find a solution. Because at this point, okay, with this whole division, keeping men and women divided, what they were selling to a large number of women bought it. Large number of women sold their soul to the things of this world. Not every, but a large number of them did. And we're seeing it in their behavior. All right? This is where how you know, like, wow, a real woman wouldn't move this way. A real woman wouldn't say these things. A real woman would not do these things. Granted, there are good women out there. There always have been good women walking around the universe. Just like there always has been good men walking around the universe. But you have to look at who you are choosing versus who you are passing up.
That before. Not from men, not from other women, not from nobody. But I think that just because they don't like it, that don't mean that we shouldn't just stop holding them accountable, because eventually they're not going to have no choice but to be accountable. If man and the woman who do hold them accountable, if we come together as a collective and start weeding out the bad women and men, because it's not just on women, it's on men too. But if we weed out the bad seeds, then I think we can prosper as a community. Because, like I said, the community is gone. The culture is trash here in the States. Over there in China and other places too, it's becoming scarce throughout the world.
I believe that. And I agree. It's trash. The way dating is now between men and women, especially black men and black women, it was not like that back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, it was a totally different flow than what you have now. Do black men love black women? Of course. I love black women. I love all women. However, I dislike the behavior of some. See, when you say you hate someone, that's such a nasty, disgusting word, in my opinion. You can like a person, you cannot like a person, and have a reason why you don't like that person. But that doesn't mean you hate them, you see? But coming to the solution, again, men and women, in my opinion, need to sit down and have an open table discussion. Leave your egos at the door. Leave your pride at the door. Come into a conversation, be an open mind. Come into a conversation willing to have an understanding and overstanding and willing to listen so that men can hear what women are really saying. Women can hear what men are really saying and come to a common ground and willing to meet each other halfway. Because it's a shame that a large number of Black women and men can't sit down and have a conversation and interact with each other, to understand each other, to agree or disagree with each other, but yet can go date outside your race and find a total opposite and end up being happy, accepted, appreciated, respected. But yet, when you're dealing with those of your own race, it's like you're pulling teeth and nails just to get a damn sandwich. Let's continue.
It's only seemed like it's starting to be small pockets throughout the population of Earth where there's some semblance of civilization, where there's some semblance of community, of family. Because in Western culture and in civilized society, and it's so crazy because we like to say civilized, but a lot of people don't act civilized. Yeah, we got technology and everything, but the mind frame is not progressing. We're degrading at an alarming rate. If we don't do something now, there is going to be no future because the kids, all they doing is just picking up where we left off. And if they do that, then how would the world be 50, 100 years from now? Because forgetting now, let's think about the future. We talk about the children in our future, but if they learning the bullshit that we all doing right now as adults, then when they become adults and have children, what are they going to teach their children? That's
The same bullshit. Because we're seeing it. We're seeing it play out. Like, especially the way social media is right now, the way the entertainment industry is right now. We seeing this shit play out right in front of our face. Animals show their love for each other more than humans do. Ain't that about a bitch?
something that we need to start thinking about.
Hey y'all, so I got a question. How come women that take a man's side become villainized by other women? How come when a woman speaks up in a positive light or in agreement with a man, all of a sudden she's a pick-me? How come when a woman calls out what's right from what's wrong, that goes against what a woman is doing, then that makes her delusional?
Question. Damn good question, my sister. I got an answer for it. Anytime good is being done, whether if it's a good woman doing good things or a good man doing good things, or a man has good talking points and a woman agrees with that man's talking points, you're right, they get shamed. But let it be something negative, evil, and wicked. that gets flowers. You see what I'm saying? That gets the praise. Yeah, we all for it. That's how things have shifted to where when you talk about something positive, you talk about something good, you get shamed for it. But let it be something negative, evil, bad, and wicked. Oh, it gets highlighted. Oh, it gets the praise. It gets the flowers. It get it. See, that whole agenda, there's an agenda behind it. And the only ones that got something to say that is negative and evil and wicked and promoting negativity and wicked and all of that, those are the ones that follow the agenda. That's modern feminist behavior. You see? Because that good woman, no matter what color she is, she didn't partake in that. And we're actually seeing a large number of women that don't follow modern feminism behavior. Those are the ones that are checking the modern feminist women, and they don't like it. You see? So hopefully that answers your question. You got the bad that's being highlighted and praised and everyone's hurrah, hooray over, cheering over. But let it be something positive with a message behind it. Now that person gets persecuted. Now that person gets flamed on.
Why is that? Why do y'all think that it's okay not to hold other women accountable? I'm not even gonna hold you. A lot of y'all women literally disgust me. And the reason why I'm saying that is not because I don't know how to hold a man accountable. It's because I have a head on my shoulders and I have a mind of my own, honey. Okay? A lot of y'all women, y'all like to sit around with other women and try to bash men that really don't deserve it. Y'all like to sit here and point fingers at women that feel like men are in the right when 9 times out of 10, sometimes they do be, okay? Y'all gotta stop thinking that you're being a girl's girl for not holding women accountable. That's unacceptable, and it says a lot about your character, and it says a lot about your mindset, your one-track way of thinking. You got to stop it, ladies. It's sad. It's unbecoming. And honestly, it's downright low vibrational.
And it's diabolical because it's downright evil when you think about it. Because all it is misery. And y'all know the old saying, misery loves company. She's right. A lot of women do join together just to talk trash about men. And most times, these women, they had somebody in their corner at some point in their life who could have been potentially a good man, but he was corny, he was lame, he could have been anything in a book. But they chose the other guy, the guy who had the swag, maybe he had the car, maybe other girls liked him. It could have been a million things, but he was no good for him. He may have been good in bed. Like what's the saying goes, good for a good time, but not a long time.
But you also have, we call them Pookie and Ray Rays. Each behavior always goes back to one's childhood. Okay? And we have to highlight that, and we have to stay in that place. What was your childhood like? What was done to you? What was said to you? What did you see growing up? What environment were you around growing up? All of these things play a factor. That's why we have trauma. Things that you saw growing up traumatized you. What was done to you traumatized you. What was said to you traumatized you. And instead of getting help, because therapy, that's accessible. Anyone can have access to that. But if an individual have not received therapy for the things that they've went through, or the trauma that they've experienced when it comes to their social life and love life, it shows up. And this is what we're seeing. Individuals as adults, don't matter what age you are, okay? You broken. You went through a lot of trauma. We've all been there. But did you get help so that you can become a better version of yourself, a better person, so you can function and have healthy relationships? These are things that need to be called out. And a large number of people are calling these things out. And the only ones that have a problem with it is modern women. You notice they separate themselves from women of good character, from women of good sense, women of good value. They separate themselves. So at least it lets man know who to talk to, who not to talk to, who to deal with, who not to deal with, who to take out on a date, who not to take out on a date. You feel me? Let's continue.
That's how it is. So when that happens to them and they get used and abused, and several baby daddies later, now all men ain't shit.
You're a victim.
And that's what they do. And then if you just so happen to be a female calling them out, then they call you a pick-me. But I also said, keep calling them out, because at the end of the day, they ain't gonna have no choice but to actually accept the fact that they ain't shit. And I hate to say it that way, but a lot of times that's what it be. Like, see, we so caught on, I guess, the abruptness of the message or the messenger that we're not really listening to the message itself, like the problem. And the problem is not the people who's pointing this stuff out. The problem is the people who's doing the bad stuff. I think once we get that in our heads and actually start blaming them instead of coming at us, then we can start seeing a change. But
when it comes to the bad, the more we keep exposing the bad, don't bash them, but the more we keep exposing them, and the more we begin to see the origin of how that individual got there, why that individual behaves the way they behave. And once we begin to talk about that, that is when we will begin to see a change. Because I'm trying to tell you, the ones that we see crashing out on social media are those that wasn't in their life. Okay? They suffer from a lot of trauma, childhood trauma. Being promiscuous, hard-headed, stubborn, not want to listen, slippery at the lips, confrontational, delusional, defensive, all of these things. Where did this behavior come from? Okay, and once we trace it back to their childhood, then we will begin to understand why they behave the way they behave as an adult. And we talk about it. We talk about it. Then we come with solutions. And you have some that are really not bad at all. You have some that have never been there before, but act like they have, because that's a sign of being strong. That's like a person saying they're a gangbanger, but they ain't never gangbanged a day in their life. They may have hung around them, but they ain't never banged before, until they get pressed, until they end up in the situation. Then the true identity of them will show. Man, you acting like you one of us. You acting like you bang. You ain't never banged a day in your life. using that illustration.
So then, yeah, it's going to keep being messed up.
Men be so sassy. This new generation of men that want to be treated like women is crazy to me. To all my women who feel like this, let me ask you a quick question. What happens when your son brings home a woman who thinks that way? Are you still going to have that same mentality? The majority of men who are just asking for women to reciprocate the time, the effort, the thought. I'm not talking about the ain't Anthony. Yeah. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the good men who deserve all these things. Y'all calling them sassy.
When I hear women use the word sassy, do you know what you call it men? You call it men gay, because that's what sassy mean. But as soon as a man call you a bitch, now you in your feelings. Let's highlight that. When a good man comes along, there's nothing wrong with being a good man, but don't be no fool. Large number of women take a good man's kindness for weakness, but as soon as he bite their ass, oh, it's a problem. You have modern women that don't like a strong-minded man, a strong-minded masculine man. They don't. A modern woman likes a man that is feminine. I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you. She like the Pookie and Ray Rays. She like the simps. That's right up her alley. That's what she attracts. That is the type of man that is familiar to her. She would friend zone a good man quicker than anything else. Quicker than she can change her damn panties. Because that type of woman that has never grew up around men, that has never seen a man treat her mother right, do good deeds. She was never taught how to treat a man, is foreign. But the streets has taught her how to treat a nigga. Outside influences has taught her how to treat a nigga. Just being around, just hanging around, you gravitate to that. But when Pookie and Ray Ray and Larry and them do what they do, it's a problem. You hate all men. No, you look at yourself. Look at who you choosing. Let's continue. Because she cooking right now.
All old boy is asking you to do is to be a good human being? Be an equal partner in a relationship? What is this? If you're not trying to spend $300 on a first date, what are you even trying to date me for? What are you going to do when your son brings this type of woman home? Do we still have these same thought processes? When my son is out here in the world looking for a woman, I want him to choose a woman who's like, yo, I value you. I appreciate you. You had a hard day at work? Tell me about it. You want a specific meal? Let me make it for you because...
Whoa. My sister. You are on point. You're on point. No lie detected. I agree totally with what this sister's saying. When I hear these modern women speak, a lot of y'all have sons. What happens when they bring a woman home that acts like you, that does what you do? You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. You're going to have a problem with that. Say, why? I mean, it is what it is, right? No, mom's used to scamming men and giving buns in exchange for funds. and doing men greasy. But yet, you feel some type of way when your son brings home a woman that behaves like you. Well, I'll be damned.
You've been providing for me in all these other ways. Let me show you my appreciation. If he brings home a woman who isn't able to do that, I don't like her.
And I always find it interesting when I hear a woman call men sassy just because they got standards.
It's an evil world we live in.
And I think the reason why they do this is because they're not used to a man with standards. That's because a lot of these women who call men sassy, they used to no good men. They used to men who don't really got nothing going for themselves. They ain't necessarily got to be bums or anything like that. But those type of men are probably just men who like girls who are masculine, who never had someone to teach them that a woman is supposed to be respectable, supposed to respect a man. A lot of those men think that a man with a smart mouth and all that stuff is sexy and all that stuff because they equate all that stuff to the bedroom. And that be the thing. A lot of this stuff, a lot of this aggression, this animosity, it kind of translates towards the bedroom. It translates to sex. And this is men and women. We both do this as human beings. And I think if we get out of that mindset, it would be better. And I can't just say that once we grow, once we reach a certain age, because you got people who are in their 50s and 60s who still do stuff like this. So it's not about age. It's about the thinking, the mind frame, the mentality of people. We got to change the mentality of people because it's just whack. All we do is think about sex. When it comes to relationships,
I wouldn't necessarily always say sex, but I would say it's how you treat one another. There's a way to treat someone. You know, I would also say, highlight and safe to say, everything does not always have to be so damn transactional. Modern women have sold their soul to the things of this world and have made money their god. And we see it. We see that. And it's sad. And the word of Yah says, when you sell your soul and you make other things your God, it will not go well for you. And look at what we're seeing now. Modern women complaining, men don't approach us. Men don't spend money on us. Why does everything have to revolve around money? Men aren't doing this. Bring back the men that beg. Bring back the men that would approach us and buy us drinks at the club. That's why the club scene is so dead. Y'all killed it. Modern women killed it. Chivalry is dead. Modern women killed it. Men have said, damn that, I'm picking up my shoulder pads and my helmet and I'm going over here. I'm going over yonder. I'm going somewhere else where I can be respected and appreciated, that I can do nice things for a woman and she does them for me, the same things for me. She is submissive to me. I'm submissive to her. She does for me. She appreciates me. She does the little things that makes me happy and smile. And in return, the same things that she has done for me, I will do for her. So it's being reciprocated. That's teamwork. Boom.
Comes to situationships, sex is the main thing. Respect, companionship, all that stuff is out the window. And this is why we get a lot of problems that we have today. And when she said about how would you feel about if your son brought a girl home and she felt the same way, would you think the same way? Absolutely not. They won't think the same way. It's funny because it's like a contradiction. You cool with it when it's you, But when it's your kids and everything, oh no, not mine.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, like I said, it's the mind
Exactly.
frame. We just gotta change the way people thinking. It just gotta be right all across the board, not just tit for tat, not just here and there, but just all across the board. Once we get that, then yeah, it'll be different. But
I agree. I totally agree. It will be different. It will be different. Let's go ahead and go to my man here. Peep this out.
Yesterday, I put a post up saying, where are all the men that court women? Why are there so many of you men telling me to ask a bear?
Ask a bear. Fatality.
Like, where did this even come up from? Like,
why would a man not approach a woman? And that was at least the intent of the video.
don't tell me to ask a bear.
Don't tell me to ask a bear.
When I'm asking a simple question about how come men don't know how to court a woman.
Why don't men approach any? Because passports are cheaper.
The man and the bear. They got their passports. They're on a plane. They're sipping on Casamigos. Zoom. They gone. You already fucked up with a man, but you fucked up with a bear? See, once again, modern feminist women behavior. A real woman wouldn't say no stupid shit like this. You got to know the difference between the two. And when you sit back and you listen to most of these women say that they would rather date a bear, be along with a bear than a man, they are so fucking delusional. They actually believe that a bear would not harm them. A bear would fuck their ass up. And they've never been in a situation where they've came close to a bear. Interact with one. Go stand next to a bear. I bet you your ass would be scared. What you scared for? You woman enough to sit up there and go on social media talking about you rather be with a bear than a man. What the fuck you scared for? I want you to bend over and spread them and give the bear them cheeks and watch what happens to you. Or he decide he just want to have you for lunch and dinner. Then what? Where's that hardcore shit at now? Where's that hardcore talk at now? Acting like you Mr. Get Bad. In the wilderness, would you have a woman or a PS5? It'd be fucked up if a man say, I'd rather have my PS5 than a damn woman. Okay, let's continue.
Am I just delusional, or people asking other people out on dates is kind of like old school? Like, the last time, I don't even remember the last time someone was like, hey, would you want to go on a date with me? Like,
because you don't look like the type of person that a man would take out on a date. I'm sorry. You don't. You don't. You still have men that do ask women out on dates. But now individuals are quite cautious about who they ask out on dates. Because I've seen women that have asked, I've seen some women that have asked some men out on dates. They didn't care about who asked who first. They just enjoyed being in each other's presence. They just enjoyed spending time together. Like, who gives a fuck? So what? I asked a woman out on a date, or a woman asked me out on a date. Who really gives a rat's ass? Let's spend time together. We only got one life to live. Let's go enjoy it. To me, those make the best companions. Because their relationship is not geared around money. It's not geared around who approaches me first. Because there's a large number of women out there, when they see a man that they like, they go after it. They will approach a man. Fuck this hoe. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm going to approach him. Because there's something about him that makes her wheels turn, that makes her wheels spin. Vice versa. There's something about her that makes his wheels turn, that makes his wheels spin. And he approaches her. But what we're seeing is, look at the types of women that have a problem with men not approaching them. They're all the same. They either fucked up, they slow, they broken, they've been hurt, they carrying stuff from their past, they got daddy issues. It doesn't matter about the color of their skin. It's the same character, it's the same behavior.
I'm gonna start saying it again.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
There is a massive civil war brewing inside the so-called strong independent girl union of delusion. One your Grace Lord Destro has been warning you about for quite some time. On one side, we have the Bitter Sisterhood Battalion, women who've accepted their fate as wine-sipping, cat-raising casualties of the dating marketplace. These are the ones that have realized that having a man is out of their reach. Because of their sagging bosoms and eggless ovaries, they've come to terms with their fate. So in true misery loves company fashion, their new mission is to spread their loneliness like propaganda, ensuring every other woman around them feels the same despair. But on the other side lies a different kind of delusion. A group of women attempting to manipulate you while still clinging to the fantasy of a happy ending. She is not brave enough to cut ties with the feminist Cosa Nostra, but she secretly longs to be picked by the very men she publicly condemns. They chant men are trash by day, but pray to their succubus gods to be picked by these same men at night. And I'm sure most of you brothers already know exactly who I'm talking about. Yes, I speak of the Trojan horse reachbacks. And here lies the danger. A reachback is not an ally. She's an undercover operative of confusion and chaos. She wants validation from both sides, the sisterhood and the brotherhood. And we all know this is a diplomatic impossibility.
She wants to have her cake and eat it too. She knows that there's no loyalty in sisterhood. And she knows that the sisterhood will shame her for going after what she wants. Shame her for having her needs met. She's supposed to follow the code. In their eyes, she's following the code. But behind closed doors, her nature kicks in. And she's doing something else. Yeah, we call them transformers. Let's go.
That's why whenever TikTok debates why men no longer approach women, the interrogation lamps are always turned towards our heads. Conveniently, never towards the women who actually launched the Leave Us Alone campaign. Never towards the ones who label masculine attention as harassment. Even as camel toes fight through sweaty see-through leggings in the gym. Blasphemous. And to this day, not one of these Lululemon reachbacks have been held accountable to publicly apologize for such slander. Apologize. So write this next line in the Cobra Scrolls. The Reachback woman is the Trojan horse of modern dating. She smiles with hope, but carries the virus of the sisterhood within.
But men are paying attention. See, men are waking up. Men are having conversations at the table. They're having conversations at the water cooler. They're having conversations on the sideline. They're having conversations in the end zone. They're having conversations in the locker room. Now men are reading the room like never before. Now men are calling out things. Before, they didn't call these things out. Now they're calling them out. And now, those that behave like this, they leave them alone. They don't approach them. See? And because they don't approach them, they already know those types of women are unapproachable. Okay? Those types of women, you can only see them at night. For cheek clapping sessions. Those are not the type of women you want to build a relationship with. Not alone bring around your family. You see? Oh, that's just wrong. No, how they chose to behave is wrong. How they presented themselves was wrong. You present yourself in a certain way, that's how you will be treated.
Please, my brothers, don't fall for the Reachback.
Our future rests with Destro now.
Okay, so to all the men in my comment section saying that they don't ask women out anymore because they think they're going to be labeled as creepy or they're going to go straight to jail. I mean, that's, okay, let's not, first of all, generalize entire group of people. No one should ever do that about any group of people.
Come now. Aren't you tired of these Instagram therapists asking you redundant questions? Talking to a feminist about dating dynamics is like asking a runny-nosed toddler for stock advice. I just want you to think about the trap. She just asked you a question that in its basic form is generalizing women. You answer the question honestly that you don't want to be hit with a creep allegation. And the first thing she does is accuse you of generalizing women. Please, men, stop holding court with these dumb women.
Number one. Number two, if you're totally happy, like, not being with a woman again, that's, like, totally fine. Like, go live in your peace. But if you're someone that does want to be with a woman, it does need to be talked about. Clearly, there are a lot of men that feel like women have been, like, mean to them, or, like, they think they're gonna, like, go to jail if they ask them out.
You notice how she doesn't even question why would men think this way. She just continues her interrogation.
I mean, there are a few very important questions here. How are you walking up to women? What are you saying? What are you doing?
I want you to understand the manipulation that's at play. Now, I bet you wanted to say something like, if she finds a man attractive, then he's not a creep. And you see right there? Fatality.
What do you mean by that?
Let me explain. This is a single, desperate woman actively complaining that men don't approach women anymore. That's a her problem, not a you problem. But here lies the genius of the Trojan horse Reachback. And
yeah, finding it in a point to blame men. Take the blame off theyself and put it on men. We call that blame shifting. Instead of, this is the reason why men don't approach women. We see it. A large number of women are unapproachable. You see, a large number of women. One thing about men, if your vibe is not right, men ain't gonna go there. Men are not gonna open up that door because your vibe is not right. Your aura is just something about you. Then when a large number of women open up their mouth and talk, it confirms everything that man was feeling. See? So why walk into a brick wall that you know that's not going to fall? You're just going to keep your distance. You're just going to pick up your shoulder pads and your helmet and walk somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Be somewhere else. Lay somewhere else. And not with your ass.
And this is why she is so dangerous. She is baiting you into a conversation that makes you fight for something you really didn't even care about in the first place. She attempts to manipulate you into being the one that's reaching back. How diabolical. How, Sway? When it was your silence, your cold shoulder that humbled her in the first place. There are different destinations and different women around the world where you can shoot your shot in peace. They are no longer the only bodega on the block. And check this. We don't have to explain to a store owner why we don't shop there anymore. We just take our business elsewhere.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
You pick up your shoulder pads and your helmet and you go somewhere where you are appreciated, where you are respected, where you are needed, desired, and loved. Exactly.
Stay forward. When a woman asks you why men don't approach women anymore, I want you to think of it as a police officer asking you what were you doing last Thursday around 8 p.m. None of your damn business. Oh, sorry. I mean, no common sense.
And I had an insane amount of guys comment on the video and say that they think that women are going to look at them like they're creepy, or they're going to be tagged as creepy, or something that they're not. So there's clearly like a way bigger issue here that people are not talking about. So I guess I want to ask, like, what would make you feel comfortable going up to a girl? Like, what hint could she give to you, right?
Oh, that's easy. Be approachable. Be presentable. Smile. Say thank you. Be kind. Give a compliment. Be open-minded. Understanding. Do I need to continue? These would be pleasant. Be inviting. These are the things that would make a man approach a woman. And these things here are simple things. Hell, if it works for an animal, it can work for a human.
Like, is it a smile? Is it like, please, you say hi now? Because I'm scared of being tagged as creepy. Like, what is it? Because here's the issue, a little bit of the issue. A lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women want to be approached by the guy. Okay? And they think that if you don't approach me, you're just not into me.
Let's keep this crystal Pepsi clear. This is a reach back, which means they got a problem on their hands, not us. Listen, man, if they want you to approach, they have two options. They need to proactively attack and chastise women for all these frivolous creep allegations. They should be the ones calling out this behavior, even before Joey Swole gets his mic queued up. Yes, Joey Swole should be competing with other female gym influencers to go viral. Every time one of these skinny, fat, back row, low estrogen chicks get out of line. Option 2, they need to work on their pimping. I mean, I don't know. Watch some Andrew Tate and learn how to shoot their shot.
My phone is broken. Maybe I could get your number in it to fix it.
Excuse me?
Can I get my phone's broken. I need your number in it to fix it.
So now we have men thinking they're going to be tagged as creepy, and women are like, well, this sucks because guys aren't walking up to me. So,
well, think about it. Think about it. Just like the gym. Let's take the gym, for example. If I see someone that catches my attention, number one, I don't talk to a woman while I'm at the gym. Because when I'm at the gym, I'm all about getting that work in and I'm bouncing. Get in and I get out. Now, if we're both leaving the gym, that's a different story. Because we're both leaving the gym. Okay? I'm not trying to talk to her in the middle of her workouts, in the middle of her sets, or whatnot have you. Either we're leaving the gym or we're walking into the gym together before workouts. Cool. I've seen situations where men have approached women at the gym in the middle of their workouts and they get flamed on. I've seen it. Hell, I've seen it in reverse. A woman try to talk to a man in the middle of his workouts and she get flamed on. There's a time and a place for it. Just using the gym as an example. But the best pimping line, the best moves to make is just be simple, be yourself. A simple smile, a simple hello. It don't cost much. That's not much game. That's simple game. Simple game will go a long way. Than to do all this extra shit. You didn't do all that extra shit when you applied for that job, did you? Nah, you did all the necessary shit in order to get the damn job, in order to get hired. Use that same energy when it comes to your love life. I'm trying to tell you.
So I'm just curious, like, men, what would make you more comfortable? There's a big issue here that needs to be talked about.
I've actually seen a lot of interesting podcast clips about this, and I think it's less about women approaching men, and it's more about women signaling availability. I can't remember what this woman's name is who's talked about this extensively on like Diary of a CEO. I think she was also on Jay Shetty's podcast, but she was talking about how like women need to do a better job of signaling availability and like showing men that it's like okay and safe for them to come up to women to approach them. So again, I really do think it's about like how can we encourage women to be confident to signal more availability.
I agree. And you know what? Modern feminist women will shame her for what she just said. Because it's basically saying, as a woman, you got to do your part. You can't expect a man to do everything. You got to be willing to meet him halfway. And if you're not willing to meet him halfway, you fuck yourself. Because what you won't do, another woman will do. All is fair in love and war.
And in doing so, they're kind of like shooting their shot because they're doing something that's a bit vulnerable and basically putting themselves out there.
You see this right here? This is cope. I don't care if they're walking around with a Joker smile and a sign that says approach me. It won't end in Red October until they address the core problem publicly, until they hold their own trials, apologize. A lot of men won't approach women. You see, what they don't understand, it's not that these men are scared to approach women. It's the utter disrespect and misuse of power we watch these women enjoy. We've seen.
I just did a story covering this motherfucker right here. And I'm not going to get into it, but watch the videos. The total disrespect and the rejection that a man faces when he does approach a woman in a respectful manner. I've seen men, and this is real time. This is real time. I've seen men approach a woman respectfully, and he gets rejected, even cussed out. But I've seen Pookie and Ray Ray and Larry and them. You got a fat ass. Hey, come over here, let me holler at you. What's your name is? What's up, shorty? And next thing you know, she giving him the digits. She walking away with him. She giving him the buns. You see the difference? Man approached a woman in a respectful manner. Cool, calm, collective. Got no play, got rejected. Got friend zoned. Pookie and Ray Ray came at her in such a way of what she's used to, of what is familiar to her. And she went with that. What do y'all think?
Seeing how easily a small group of feminists can rally them to weaponize our ice cold pimping. This is not a question of courage, but a question of justice. We're just not gonna act like this didn't happen and go back to business as usual. Come now, don't insult us. But wait, let us not end on a somber note. Let me show you some examples of how your cold shoulder and silence has forced other women to hold themselves accountable, unlike the Trojan horse reachback.
I'm sitting in my car. I'm about to drive away. I'm at the grocery store, right? There's a man walking through the parking lot to go into the grocery store, right? And I'm looking at him. I find him attractive. He looks fit. He looks good. Immediately, I look at his left hand. I don't see a ring, right? I don't see anything on his hand. I see him like putting his phone in his pocket. I don't see a ring on his hand. So I was like, okay. And then I think to myself, imagine I just got out of the car and just went up to him and was like, I see you don't have a ring. I find you attractive. I don't know what I would say after that. But what if I just did that? What if I just got out of this car, walked up to a man and said, I noticed you didn't have a ring. I find you attractive. Would you be interested in exchanging phone numbers?
That right there. Pure gold. Pure gold. Woman approach me like that? Say, yeah, hell yeah. Exchange phone numbers. What you doing later? And she tells me nothing. Would you like to go out to dinner? Let's get to know each other. Let's go out for coffee. Let's go out for something simple. She'd be down for it. What just happened? She saw something she liked and she went after it. You see? It didn't take much. But a large number of women, it's hard for them to do that. They prefer the man to do that. Just in that moment, just in her talking points. Like, man, that's a woman that saw what she liked and went after it. Hell yeah. That's a turn on. That would turn me on. You have a little bit more to go and we out.
Holy cow, that would be crazy.
This might be an unpopular opinion. It's probably why I'm single. I don't want to play the game. I don't want to learn Shira Seven's techniques about using a man for his money. I don't want to manipulate anybody. I don't want to wait 3 days to intrigue their interest. If I'm in.
No, because the same shit Shira 7 is putting out there on her platform, she ain't living that shit. She's the total opposite in real life, off the camera. She's selling y'all a dream. And y'all falling for the fucking shoe that'll put money in her pocket. Broken, hurt, stubborn, hard-headed, modern, feminist, fatherless. These are the types of women she caters to. So she doing what she do. Y'all the one stupid enough to follow her and listen to her.
Interested? I'm just going to tell you I'm interested. I'm 41 years old. Would you like to pursue a relationship? Okay, great. Do we have common values? I'm really not. I don't have a roster. I don't have DMs. I don't post pictures of myself in a bikini. I'm not interested in like just stray, you know what I mean? I'm looking for the right one. And I feel like that is an almost impossible, it's an almost impossible thing to find in today's system.
He ain't lying.
Here's the thing. It's not. You can find that. There are good men and good women walking around the universe. I will say that time and time again because I use those talking points. But one thing I will say as I close, when it comes to men and women interacting with each other, there's nothing wrong, and hear me when I say this, there's nothing wrong with a man approaching a woman or a woman approaching a man. There's nothing wrong with that. If you see something you like that attracts you, go after it. A simple smile, a simple hello A simple compliment can go a long way, can open up the doors for conversations that need to be had, can open up the doors for a mutual likeness, a mutual interest, can open up the doors for good companionship, can open up the doors that would lead to a relationship, open up the doors that would lead to a marriage, open up the doors that would lead to a future and a legacy and an empire. Go be the best version of yourself for many people to see. Take that with you and go be great. It's your boy, Big Truck. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'm going to be doing more live streaming. Peace.